Aloha.
Shout out Pearl Harbor, by the way.
Hello and welcome. We're back from theballerlifestyle.com. It's the Baller Lifestyle Podcast. My name is Brian Beckner. Thank you very much for joining the show. Episode number 577. We appreciate your patronage. Please, if you have not already, we're no longer part of the Red Circle. I know a lot of the Red Circle subscribers had some issues finding the show last week. The feed is the same, but you gotta, if you were a bonus content subscriber with Red Circle, your RSS feed was a little bit different. That's how it gets delivered to you. So you just need to unsubscribe from in your app and then search the Baller Lifestyle and resubscribe there. And then go to patreon.com/theballerlifestyle and sign up for our new bonus content feature. That's where I'm doing bonus bri every week, and also where all the bonus content, like when Ed and I start talking about Diddy, we're going Patreon. That's the behind the scenes. That's where it gets dark and ribald, and we don't put that on Front Street. So you want to hear all the shit we do, the real shit, you're going to have to subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/theballerlifestyle. Additionally, if you would like to call us, we love hearing from you. 949-464-TBLS is the phone number, 8257. And you can also send us an email, mailbag at theballerlifestyle.com. I am joined now, as always, by the great Mr. Ed Daly. Ed, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. I started the Pee-wee Herman documentary on Max or HBO, and it's great. And it's like reminding you how unique and great he was.
He was so great.
But he's talking about his childhood, and his obsession as a little boy was I Love Lucy. And I was thinking that makes sense because he was born in the 1940s. So like, I get it. Like, that's what you should, if you're a boy born in the 40s.
Well, there's nothing else.
That makes a perfect sense. You got a little nip in the comedy world, like a little nibble.
You went from Charlie Chaplin. It was like the first talkies. So it's like,
it was like perfectly natural. Like if you're born in the 40s, I'm not sure what year he was born. I think he was
47.
Yeah. So like,
is that true? I guessed it. Yeah.
Pee-wee Herman. He was born. Why is it so hard? Why is everything so hard?
Don't tell me. I know everything. I would say 46, 47 would have made him pushing 80 years old. He was in his 70s when he died. Might have been later. Might have been 49. Could have been 50.
Oh, 52.
52.
Right, so he's born in the early 50s.
He was a teen.
That's a completely natural thing for a boy born in 1952 to be into. Right? Because that's what was there, and it was comedy, and like
it was it.
That's the early progression. That's a perfectly natural thing for you to be into when you're born in 1952.
Right. Yeah. It's like every Friday night we watched Rent Strokes, and look, that was not an entertaining show, but it's what was there. And it was what was there for us to see. Similarly, Paul Rubens, growing up in Florida, which is I think where he was from, he had a childhood. There was fucking like one back then. The TV used to go off. Yeah, there was two, maybe three channels.
Put those color bars and be like, "Hey, good night. TV is done for the day."
Static would come on, so you had to. Everybody watched the same shit. In which case, it was. Now, I actually, for a while, I was friendly with someone that knew Pee-wee Herman at the end of his life. And this person told me he was such a nice guy, just a delightful, wonderful. And she said that he would often email her. And I'm like, what would he email you? And she's like, oh, just like funny memes and just like silly stuff he saw on the internet. He would email me. I wish he were still alive, because I would ask this person to email Pee-wee Herman, aka Paul Rubens, and I would be like, hey, can you ask Pee-wee Herman if he's ever heard of the 1980s smash hit detective show Magnum PI? Has he heard of that? Or did it miss?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
I was a little bit older when it came out, but everyone would know that. But surely if I were born in the 70s, that would be the thing I'd be into instead of I Love Lucy, right?
What about the juggernaut, the 1986 action juggernaut that would just basically redefined the genre, the buddy cop genre, the action movie genre, just made everything different. Lethal Weapon. Do you think Paul Rubens? Yeah. Do you think Paul Rubens was at all familiar with Lethal Weapon? Because some people aren't.
Yeah.
Crazy. Wild.
Wild.
I got to watch that. I'm so behind on everything. I just feel like I don't.
I'm behind on everything. I was like, let me just dabble, because I started it 20 minutes before this show. I had a little time to kill, and I was like, and it's wonderful. He's a delightful guy, and
I'm gonna watch it.
Like a unique talent.
He really was one of one, and you can't really say that about very many people. He was one of one. I was updating you earlier this week because dear friend of the show, Janie Cowan, who neglected to put our invitations in the mail to her Mexico wedding that she had on 3/11 a few years ago, Ed's birthday. She keeps us abreast of things that are going on in the Charlotte area.
Something severe.
Yeah, she was giving us behind the scenes setup pictures of the Insane Clown Posse show that took place at her venue, set up and take down. She was texting me videos because apparently ICP, our guys who start the show, of course, that's the great Shaggy Too Dope.
Talking about shout out to Pearl Harbor.
Shout out to Pearl Harbor. They would at their shows, they pull out all the stops because they set up a full wrestling ring in the club or whatever size, the theater size venue that they play. And not only do they put on a full ICP concert, they put on a full wrestling extravaganza. Yes.
Right.
I know what
I was going to say, when we were speculating on how this would go, what was the first thing that I said? It would be very
stinky. Yeah.
It would smell.
Yeah. And she confirmed there were odors. Hold on. I got to go now. Now I got to go find this and just find the DM scroll. So many DMs here. I have to scroll back here wasn't picturing mentioning this, but she even sent us the after show, the detritus left over by all the Faygo. There was
rough.
They had to tarp the entire venue because of the Faygo fights that go on or whatever they do with the Faygo.
The American Psycho did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they had to tarp it off.
Tarp it.
Yeah. They had to tarp it off, and then they just Faygo'd the whole thing, and to the point that the next day there were still sticky, wet puddles of Faygo.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
How much sugar do you think is in a can of Faygo?
I'm gonna go with. Well, I don't know. I feel like it's in the 30s of grams. I don't really know what a typical soda has, but that's the number that jumps out of me.
I'm gonna first.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola.
Yep.
Sugar per can.
Tell me.
Okay. 39 grams.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's like a week's worth of sugar in one tin.
It's a lot.
Yeah, in one tin of soda. Faygo, I'm gonna say Faygo's higher. Now here's the problem. Many different flavors of Faygo.
Right.
There's the orange Faygo. There's the purple. I assume. I got
one.
I gotta assume. Yeah, I gotta assume there's a fruit punch as
Yeah.
well, like a Hawaiian punch adjacent. I'm just looking at the picture here. This is just what she sent me for the people watching. Oh yeah, you can see right here on my phone. This is a good shot.
So
That
gross.
is all. That is all fake, and that's a wood floor, Ed. And I know they tarpaulined it, but that is a wood
that
floor.
Faygo's gonna eat through the tarp, just like like sulfuric acid.
Like they used to use Coca-Cola to clean engine grease. So goes the urban legend. Like this. I wonder if they're going to have to file an insurance claim for this floor due to the fake.
The picture that you showed me looks like they have to do that.
Absolutely, yeah. So thank you for that, Jane. She just said Faygo Swamp. Our janitors were here until 8:30 this morning cleaning up, and the room still smells disgusting. But this ICP, yeah.
Sugar.
Oh right. Oh flavors.
41 is what I got.
That's just cola flavored Faygo? Does it say?
I didn't, I'm not doing
41.
I don't need Pablo Fats being
sure.
nonstop,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and look,
and Coke is very sugary. I haven't had it in years, but it's delicious.
Yeah.
But Faygo's like, we're gonna turn this shit up to 11.
Yeah. I've been doing the continuous glucose monitor to just kind of like dial in my nutrition and just like seeing what happens.
Yeah.
And it is pretty interesting. Like just like fruit or rice or, it will really jack up the blood glucose. But I was with a buddy of mine and we went out and did some stuff. And then we went to like a pub and he had a couple of beers. I don't really drink anymore. So I was like, hey, I will get a, non-alcoholic beer, but not every place has them. So I was like, hey, you got a non-alcoholic beer? And, yeah, any of those. Yeah. And they're all good. And they make actually some really good ones. I had one recently that tasted so good. I was scared it was a real beer, but I was at this place and they didn't have any. And I didn't want my buddy to just sit there looking at me drinking a beer. So I wanted to be drinking something. So I said, give me a Mexican Coke. And I just drank this Coke straight out of the bottle. Holy shit, Ed. My blood sugar in a matter of seconds went from like 70 to like 190. And just imagine like you're doing that multiple, diabetes runs rampant in this country. Imagine you're having 5 or 6 of those a day, what you're doing to your body. Like it's very concerning. Everybody should know about that. Okay, Ed, let's talk about some people this week who may or may not have died.
Just tell us who was dead now. Who died? Just tell us who was dead now. Who died? It's a sad segment, very sad. And it will not be an update on who's alive. Nope. Let's get a tragic update. Tragic update. Cause Ed Daly has been keeping up on who just died. Cause we're about to hear from Ed on which celebrities are dead. So tell me who died. Who died? Who died? Tell me who died. Who died? Who died?
Ed, before we talk about who died this week, I was talking about this earlier in the show, and I've just received a direct message from a dear friend of the show, Maddie LeBrant, who it took 3 years. The mail is so bad in Canada. Canada is so fucked up that it took 3 years for a book plate to make it from New Jersey to Ottawa, Canada, where Maddie LeBrant lives. He's just asked me, and he just said this, new link for pod payments, and I'm just going to type it here, patreon.com/ he's just a good guy. He wants to be in the know, wants to know what we're doing here, / the baller lifestyle. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm not even cutting and pasting here. Patreon.com/ the baller lifestyle. Subscribe there. Ed, who died this week?
The owner of the Colts, Jim Irsay, 65. Buddy of mine.
Tell me.
His company did some work with Irsay over the years.
Oh, yeah.
Said, great client. Great.
Always paid his bills.
Yeah. And apparently, like December, November, needed some surgery, but also needed to be clean. Had a relapse or something.
Oh, this is a little behind the scenes.
Yeah, and he was a guy who battled demons.
He did.
I personally am so thankful of him because Daniel Snyder threatened the other owners. Said, like, I know shit on all of you. And Jim Irsay's like, everybody knows shit on me.
Yeah.
And I say we got to get rid of this fucking dude.
Yeah.
And got the ball rolling.
Yeah.
He was, when he first spoke out, all of a sudden things got in place. Yeah. And it's like, because these are a bunch of rich, this is like a crew of men who just want to protect their wealth. And this was the guy who was like, hey, fuck off. Like, this guy should be out of the league. And he got the ball rolling, and Dan Snyder was forced to sell.
Yeah. I mean, this Jim Irsay, he battled demons. He lived a life. He wore like a lot of embroidered jeans. He fancied himself
bedazzled. He liked to be a rock star.
Yeah. He owned Jerry Garcia had two famous guitars, his two most famous stage guitars. One was called Wolf. The other one was called Tiger. I believe Jim Irsay owned Tiger, and he paid like almost $1 million for it. Like, he was like serious about his music, and like, look, he made a life out of being a rich guy, which a lot of us would do. I can't really blame him for that. He liked to have a good time. Lived hard.
Apparently a good dude.
Yeah.
Lived hard.
Good guy.
Very
sad to see him go.
But like, good for him. He went out strong.
Yeah. R.I.P.
I don't even know if this is an R.I.P. Phil Robertson, the Duck Dynasty star, 79, Alzheimer's. What was going on? Like, I'm just not plugged into reality. Like, he made duck calls, and somehow it was a show. I'm as incredulous about this as the Hoboken cake guy. Like, Cake Boss or what? Like,
Cake Boss.
What we just have shows about people doing like random tasks, like duck callers.
Yeah, didn't Cake Boss, like, didn't he lose a finger or something?
Yeah, he did a story years ago. He got mangled or something.
Yeah. Yes.
But what? How could, like? I know he had the long beard.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
he was unintelligible.
Like he would speak in a thick enough accent that it was like, were they laughing at him? I don't know. It's just, I wasn't buying what this was selling. I
agree.
There was like a 3-year stretch where I was getting a lot of Duck Dynasty and I wasn't asking for it.
How many duck calls are you selling?
What? I get it. If you've cornered the market on duck calls, then every duck hunter, but like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, you know what it is, Ed? We should do a deep dive on this because that's a thing that happened.
So that's a thing that happens. What? Can't remember it at all. Don't think that I can recall. Nope. But that's a thing that happens. Did it really? Can't remember if it's true. Nope. Don't recall it. How about you? But that's a thing that happens.
So this Duck Dynasty, Ed, I remember it being a thing. It was because there was just like random shows, just like you're saying. Oh, it's like, well, there were like 7 shows about how to make cupcakes. Like, oh, who makes the best cupcakes? Is it the guy in Hoboken?
There's a lot of real estate shows still.
It's tons of real estate shows.
When I had
house flipping,
I had jury duty, and I was there for like 5 hours. It was 5 different real estate shows playing in the room because they don't want news. They don't want to like be controversial in any way. So they would show that. I'm like, I mean, Property Brothers, Flip or Flop.
What's going on?
Never
the Property Brothers. Somebody's got to. First of all, they look a bit as though they've been assembled like Frankenstein's monster. They're very tall, and whoever dresses them badly because they got bad body. So they're trying not to show their tits and stuff. So they wear like real tight sweaters and stuff. And it's actually a bad look. And they're super tall. One of them is married to Zooey Deschanel somehow. Really? I don't know how. Yes. Yeah. And these property, one's a contractor, whatever. They're from Canada. They're super rich. They definitely know about remodeling houses. But all I'm saying is they got a tough look. That's it. They're tough to look at. Now there is a home designer, and anybody within the sound of my voice should know who this person is. It's very important that you listen to me right now. There's a home, I believe this is on the HGTV network, and I haven't watched her recently, but I do follow her Instagram. There's a show called Windy City Rehab, and it takes place in the city of Chicago, and it's a designer. It's a
rehab. This is a Dr. Drew show.
No, it's no.
How could we solve this thing that's perplexing everyone? Oh, let's put you on TV so everyone can laugh at your heroin.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Unlike rehabbing Eric Roberts and Dennis Rodman, this person, she rehabs homes. So she goes and some people are like, oh, I bought this duplex in Chicago's north side, and she comes in and guts it and she makes it all bitchin'. But I just watch it for the talent that hosts the show. Her name, she's a Greek woman, Greek American woman, and she probably her real last name is probably like Tsitsipas or something, but she just goes by her first and middle name. Allison Victoria is her name. I would suggest anybody within the sound of my voice, if you don't know right now, you need to know. Allison Victoria is going to be your new favorite talk show or real estate show host.
Wait,
yeah.
Is that Haley Joel Osment with her? Who's this fucking dude?
Oh, well, she had beef with that guy. That was her. So it was kind of like the Property Brothers. She does the designing, and that's the contractor, but they ended up suing each other. Now she's on her own. She doesn't work with that guy anymore. Anyway, Duck Dynasty, because I remember this Duck Dynasty was big, and people were like, oh, they're fake hillbillies. People were like, they're actually from Laguna Beach. And I'm like, these guys are from, I ain't seen anybody like this in Laguna Beach. And they're like, no, they're pretending to be from Louisiana for the show. It was my understanding, but I don't know. Duck Dynasty is an American reality series that aired on A&E. Wasn't that the same? Was A&E the same channel that had Mad Men? Mad Men was on it. AMC, that's right.
But A&E, like when we were in high school, would be like artsy movies.
Yes. It's like, oh, they're showing Reservoir Dogs at 7:00 on AMC or A&E. Still get them confused.
But then we could also say History Channel was always World War II documentaries, and then it became like aliens and shit.
Oh, and the guys that are like, they're like, I have this original Leonardo da Vinci. It's it's the first sketch he did. Yeah, Pawn Stars. It's the first sketch he did of his Last Supper, which actually revolutionized art. This is his original sketch of it. And the guys he's like, the least I'll take is $7 million. And the guy will be like, I could do like 1,500. And the guy's like, okay, I guess I'll take 1,500 every single time. It's like, oh shit, this guy drives a hard bargain. So that's on there. The series portrays the lives of the Robertson family, who became successful from their family-operated business, Duck Commander. The West Monroe, Louisiana business makes products for duck hunters, primarily a duck call named Duck Commander.
You mean I can make that noise with my fucking hand?
What I was just gonna say. In high school, we would stand around. Yeah. We would stand around at keg parties, and when a hot girl walked by, you'd just be standing there with your friends. Everybody have their beer right here, and you just stand in a line because you're just standing there drinking. Yeah. And a hot girl would walk by, and somebody would go,
yeah.
And that was just like alerting people. Yeah, I could do. There's ducks coming to my house right now. They just heard me, Ed. Like I can do it as good as these guys.
I can hear them brushing against the window. I can see it.
Yes.
Right there.
The episodes are structured in a sitcom story format, unlike other reality television series, which has allowed it to have continued success in syndication, Ed.
Wait, sitcom format. So like was Rerun jumping on the back of the flatbed at the end of the thing? Like
exactly.
What?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
And that's the thing. And they don't got to pay writers because they're like, it's reality. You know, there's not an actual script.
Joke was like, laugh at how stupid these people, how unintelligible they are. Like it was just, I just didn't understand.
No. The 2013 fourth season premiere, Till Duck Do Us Part, drew 11.8 million viewers.
That is crazy.
That's a lot, Ed. That's a lot.
A ton in this day and age.
Yeah.
That's tons.
That's a lot. That's a lot on basic cable, like on a channel that's kind of hard to find. A&E. The most
Mad Men, I bet got 4 million.
Yeah, you're right. The most watched nonfiction cable series in history at that time, with a 5.0 rating. The show earned $80 million in advertising sales for the first 9 months of 2013. Oh, they rebooted it, Ed. In 2025, A&E announced a reboot of the series titled Duck Dynasty: The Revival.
I'm guessing Phil's not going to be in that one.
I don't think he's going to be on there. Yeah, Phil. Yeah. R.I.P.
Unless he was doing a Tupac and just filming as much as possible before he died.
Good. Yeah, that's always a little weird though. Like you don't want to see somebody.
Also, he was 79, had Alzheimer's, so he probably
doesn't remember. Yeah,
he wasn't focused.
Yeah. R.I.P.
And then we lost a couple people that I just clicked on a link of. Oh, these are the celebrities who have died this year. Yeah. And I think this is when we were doing our worst songs. So these guys were like March. Oh,
right. Yeah.
Clem Burke, Blondie drummer, 70 years old, cancer. I don't think we talked about him. Blondie, underrated.
Very. I totally agree with you. Clem Burke is one of those guys. I'm not a musician, but Clem Burke is every drummer's favorite drummer.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Ringo. Like they just all love the way he played. He was innovative in the way he played. Now I'm pretty sure that was a wig that he had going.
A big mop, like a huge.
Yeah. And he was into he's 70 years old, died of cancer, R.I.P.
Oh, he was pulling a Phil Spector at the end.
Yeah. Cause it was jet black, it was jet black and it was pitched forward, whatever, still, what a name, Clem, like Clementine.
Yeah. It's great.
Great. That's a great name.
He was a drummer of a very, very good band.
Awesome band. Yes, I totally agree with you.
Bruce Glover. He was the Bond villain, Mr. Wint in Diamonds Are Forever. Also the father of Crispin Glover, 92 years old. Diamonds Are Forever. Not the best Bond, but Mr. Wint and Mr. Kidd, these were like partners. And this is like, I'm going to say 73.
Yeah.
They were gay Bond villains.
Really? Back in the early 70s.
And he looked just like Crispin in that movie. Oh. And it was a cool, weird, these were like gay assassins. Yeah. And the movie wasn't.
I kind of want to watch it now.
The movie wasn't great. Yeah. I love all Bonds, but this was like the end of Connery.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But they were like, this might have been the movie before Live and Let Die when Roger Moore kicked off.
Sure.
And was one of the best Roger Moore movies. But like Mr. Wint and Mr. Kidd, they were like gay assassins and they were kind of cool bad guys. But he was the father of the crazy Crispin Glover who had the famous Letterman meltdown.
It is weird that Crispin Glover's dad played a weird gay guy in a movie. Like, what are the odds? What are the odds that Crispin Glover's dad? Also, Bruce Glover?
And then you're like, my name's Bruce. I think I'll name my kid Crispin.
Crispin, yes. I'm playing weird gay guys in movies. I wonder what my son Crispin will grow up to do. R.I.P. Bruce Glover. Yeah, let's talk some sports. Oh, hold on. I'm on the wrong. That's the Bachelor Lifestyle song. Here we go.
My name is Brian. They call me the other guy. I host a podcast show. I'll give hetero life a try. If you see something on my hand that makes you think I'm not a man, it's just my cool rings, you see. They're as sparkly as can be. I might own Troy on DVD.
Ed, what is going on in the world of sports?
Rob Gronkowski hinted that Aaron Hernandez would masturbate in tight end meetings.
Wait, you're telling me that the secret gay guy that was a murderer had some impulse control issues? The guy that definitely probably murdered somebody he was at Florida, and then a whole bunch of people while he was in the NFL making like $6 million a year. He was just randomly murdering people who stepped on his fucking foot at the club. You're telling me this guy would just jerk off in team meetings? I'm not buying it, Ed.
I was thinking.
You tell me.
Bill Belichick famously spied on other teams.
Yeah.
Why didn't he take a cue from the Cleveland Browns and get him like a little doll to fuck in those meetings?
Yes. He needed one. He clearly needed something to fuck like because what's his name? Kellen Winslow Jr. He would also be jerking it in meetings, and the Browns were like, "Hold on, this will not stand." Yeah, we're not. You can't do this in meetings. Somebody get him a rubberized torso to fuck so he can pay attention.
That would be much less distracting in a tight end meeting.
Insane.
All right, so when you're doing a post route, and he's like,
and the visual. Rob Gronkowski isn't sidelining this hearsay. Also, this I don't know why this stuns me so much, Ed. Rob Gronkowski's 36 years old.
What?
The 36-year-old recently addressed his relationship with the late Aaron Hernandez. I guess I could do the math on when he played.
If you heard him talk,
yeah,
and knew nothing about him, you would also think he's like a fifth grader who hit puberty.
That's right. Like, yeah.
He's both ends of the spectrum here.
Yeah. I mean, what's he been retired? Like 5 years?
Yeah.
And he's only 36. Addressed his relationship with the late Aaron Hernandez, his former Patriots teammate, who was convicted of first-degree murder in the death of Odin Lloyd. This Odin Lloyd couldn't keep his mouth shut in 2015 and sentenced to life in prison.
Pouncey brothers didn't take care of him.
That's true. That's right. You're right. And when a rumor was brought up that Aaron used to masturbate in team meetings, Rob pleaded the fifth. That's a possibility, that one. Rob hedged with a laugh during a May 20th appearance on Bussin' with the Boys. I may or may not have seen it live. That's how stupid he is. He's like, it's a possibility. And then in the very next sentence, he says, I saw him do it.
So it's a possibility?
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. Yeah, look, football, it's great. You know, these guys seem to have some issues, even while they're playing, not just after. So that's fantastic.
Well, let's stay with his old coach.
Yeah.
People think Jordan Hudson, she's seen with a new ring. And people think that might have been an engagement ring with her 73-year-old boyfriend, Bill Belichick. You know what?
See,
he probably let pillow talk. He's like, do you remember that episode of I Love Lucy? And where she's like stuffing all the chocolates into her shirt. And she's like, what's I Love Lucy? Is that like a Scarlett Johansson movie? Like, what is that?
Yes, they don't have. This is crazy to me, Ed, because look, we don't have to rehash it here, but I've had the long game played on me in my life. Okay, like I've been tricked. Some of us are easy to trick. Now, when I was having the long game played on me and I was being tricked, my whole rationale was, I mean, I'm broke. Like, who wants anything? I don't have anything. No, you know, I got all I got is what I got on me, right? That's it. That's what I got to offer. Like, who's playing? Yeah, one to the right. Who's playing the long game on me? And then it got played on me. But this guy, I mean, he's got some money, you know, like
lots of money.
What his kids are got to be like? What the fuck are you
must
doing?
Hate her guts.
Yes, you know who needs to get in touch with his kids and needs to lead. This person could start a whole business, a cottage industry of dad interventionism. Ireland Baldwin. She went from being the sole heir to this Alec Baldwin's Hollywood fortune to now one of nine.
Like gremlins.
Yes. Now he's got 7 kids plus Hillary from Boston.
Hilaria after midnight. She just
keeps popping them out. Yeah. And this Ireland Baldwin's got to be like, what the fuck? Where my cucumber? Like I'm getting fucked over here. She should be able to lead an intervention with the Belichick children and be like, this will not stand. We're not. You're not going to be allowed to marry him or marry her. They have to do the Britney Spears thing. They have to get conservatorship. Like, this guy is not in control of his own faculties.
I saw a recent video.
Oh yeah.
I kind of get why they took things away.
Yeah.
There are so many male celebrities that get away with a lot of shit.
Yes.
Britney versus other crazy male celebrities, but like, you kind of get where everyone was coming from.
Yeah.
It's not looking great.
Well, you know who's another one that looks like he's going down this road is the Biebs. The Biebs.
I haven't seen him lately.
The Biebs he's doing
he's into Christ, right? Like he
did have that one. He did have that one that Australian pastor. Yeah, rock star pastor with the sleeveless flannel shirt and a lot of tattoos and like cool spectacles. And it turns out, and who could have seen this coming? Who could have predicted?
Did he not have his parish worshipers' first interest at heart?
Unbelievably, Ed, like to all of our chagrin, to all of our complete surprise, the rock star pastor with lots of tattoos and the $400 haircut and the cut off sleeves and the cool spectacles, it turns out he was fucking all his parishioners' wives.
Oh man,
who could have seen this coming?
Somebody.
You think you know a guy, and so, but now, and also this Bieber allegedly appears to credibly have been a victim of a diddying. There's lots of strange videos of Diddy going, when are you going to spend the night at my house again? When he's like 13, like just tell your parents to leave you with Uncle Diddy.
Are really bad.
Yes, really bad. So look, I mean, I'm not saying dead by Christmas, but I am saying dead by Christmas 2030. I'm talking Bieber and
the
Britney
last
Spears.
I saw of him, he was in bad need of a meal.
Yeah,
he looked too skinny, like uncomfortably skinny.
He's real skinny. He's got a kid. His wife is following and unfollowing him on Instagram, and of course, she's part of the Baldwin. She's Stephen Baldwin's child. So who knows what nefarious forces are at play?
So inherited some looks, not the acting talent.
No. She's it's a tough go all the way around. And this Bill Belichick, similarly, I could be his conservator. Oh, we were talking about who the original scoopables that I offered that could spend the night on my couch if they needed to. Yeah, you came up with Halsey. Halsey's come on over anytime, Halsey. Right down here on the couch. It's very comfortable. Also, I forgot, Ed, one of the originals, Portia de Rossi.
Oh.
Portia de Rossi
is like blink twice to let us know.
Yes.
We all think might be going on here.
You need me to swing by in the Subaru, Portia. You need me to jet across the pond to unchain you in that castle. I know she's got you way up in a turret, way up at the top of the castle, chained up. I could come save you. I could rescue you, and I'll put you up for a couple nights on the couch.
Let down your hair. I got you.
I'll
get you to my couch.
What else, Ed?
Ryan Clark and RG3 had a feud over Angel Reese. There's just a ton of dialogue over her versus Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
And it was a long backstory, but Clark was essentially saying RG3 posted a video like, this is the way it is. And he had his wife nodding along with him in the background. And Ryan Clark's like, yeah, I know you're married to a white woman and your ex-wife was a white woman and you're not really understanding the plight of black women that they have to deal with. And then RG3's like, you can't bring my wife into an argument. And I saw the video where he's making a point and his wife's in the background like,
right.
Yeah. He brought his own wife into it.
He brought her out. Yeah.
But anyway, Ryan Clark apologized, said I shouldn't have brought your wife into it. But and RG3 once upon a time gave me one of my favorite football seasons in recent memory.
He did, yeah. The field was real muddy.
He's fucking clown. With that giant croissant picture at the Paris Olympics. He's a fucking goofball.
Didn't he get him? Didn't he get a Me Tooing? I thought he got Me Too'd at some point. Yeah. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't really know the deal. Like the Angel Reese thinks that Caitlin Clark gets too much publicity,
I
but
think
how much
I think it's
publicity
one
does
of
any of
like,
it get?
everybody is talking about WNBA and Caitlin Clark, and Angel Reese has done a great job of like becoming a thing, and
Sure.
she's like a basketball player who's probably like the second most famous person in the league because she came out at the same time as Caitlin Clark. But I can see the narrative that like one's good, one's evil, and
that's not
like, and so like
Yeah.
I think the general backstory is Ryan Clark's like Angel Reese is judged incorrectly, and I think without adding to this like endless discourse over it, like I don't think Caitlin Clark has done anything wrong, but there's no question why she's the most famous WNBA player who ever lived.
Yeah.
Even though she's not the first great player.
Yeah.
It's because she's palatable to a broader audience, meaning she's a white chick. That's like very good. But I don't think she like treats people like shit. Like it's just she's good at basketball, but there have been lots of really good black women. And so I think people are like that's the whole crux of the argument. And so Angel Reese is just being pitted against her, and RG3 siding with the white chick in this argument, like, and having his white wife nod in the background. It's not a great look.
I will say, I will weigh in here. Well, two things. One, I would like to see how Caitlin Clark performs in my wall offense. Obviously, we get 4-6-9 guys.
She can hit.
Yeah, we get 4-6-9 guys to slowly trot down the court directly in front of Caitlin Clark, who brings the ball up. Yeah, and then she just hoists one up over from behind the wall, and she scores 70 points a game. So that's one. I want to see that. Secondly, I'm looking at this picture of Mrs. RG3. One, she appears to have a titty tattoo, which is an aggressive look. It looks like there's some kind of word tattooed on her chest, which is fine. And there also, she went cheap on the job, because I could see the breasts are kind of like on top of the muscle, and they're very prominent. And this RG3 seems pretty happy about it, but I'm just saying, like, it could be, there's better work to be done out there. So maybe she could go to Brittany Mahomes' guy and get things cleaned up. What else is going on, Ed?
I think we've
that's it.
This segment.
Let's do some voicemails.
He's so easy to hate. Your time he likes to waste. His calls are far from great. His calls are far from great. He's such a stupid fuck. He seems down on his luck. His voicemails really suck. His voicemails really suck. No one's enjoying him. He's so annoying. Plus so fucking boring and worthless. But he's got nothing else to do. And he's even worse than ish. His faults are useless shit. He's Manuel in Gardenia.
Here's, we have one voicemail this week. Let's check it out.
Callers, calling about a couple of things.
This is Charles Kiralt's illegitimate son.
This is
checking in. He's great. Love this guy.
Jr.
One, I'm about the same age as you guys. I think we're all about almost exactly the same age.
Yep.
Anyway,
okay.
I have developed a skin yarmulke on the back of my head, top, back, the front, and the sides, and even the back are good. It's just that little spot on the top. Now, I look terrible with a shaved head. Just want to get you guys' opinion. Is it okay? I think it's okay to, I don't comb it over or anything, just to leave it as is.
Yeah.
From the front, you can't tell. If you're behind me, but I don't know. I'm not getting hair plugs, I'll tell you that.
Ooh, they're good at them these days. They're doing good ones.
That's the first thing. Second thing is Brian has been lobbing little darts at the Astros now and again.
That's not true.
or something that may or may not have happened in 2017.
I mean, it happened.
Anyway,
There's videos of
we
it.
all know that every other team in the league was doing the same shit, and they just fucking
With the
fucked
trash
over
can?
the Astros. So
Right.
enough with the bullshit.
The
We all know the
iWatches.
Dodgers, the Yankees, fucking Alex Cora invented that bullshit.
Yeah.
So lay off my Astros.
I know. Sorry, buddy.
And finally, Brian, I haven't heard you talk about your super hot girlfriend lately.
Jeez. Carol's really
Is that
good.
something? I mean, I feel like you guys are my pals now.
Buddy.
I listen to you every week. I care about your well-being.
You could.
Anyway, keep it baller. Love the show. Love you guys.
Love you.
You love you too, buddy. You could have asked me that privately, like many other people have, and also listen to the show. I did a Patreon about how big wig Ed is out there. They've infiltrated TikTok and other social media platforms where they're like, it's actually cool to have a toupee now. And so there's all these like toupee influencers on TikTok, Ed, that are showing you, and it's so troubling. It's
narrator leaning in. It isn't.
Yes, it isn't right. So they go and they like. I played a couple of them on the thing. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/stuff. They're all friar tucked up at the top, right? And they go and get it wrenched on at the wig technician. So they go in, and what they do is they paste a bunch of like rubber cement on your head. They like clean your head. They paste a bunch of rubber cement on your head, and then and then they glue the thing. They glue it down to your head, and then some hot chick comes in, and she kind of dyes it, I guess, to match your hair. They pre-do that. And then they come in, and then they give you a super cool haircut that's like a super smart haircut that goes with the toupee. And then, Ed, they just leave it. Like, then you style it, and it's just glued to your head for like a period of months. And look, like any garment, right? Like you wouldn't wear the same pair of underwear for 6 months straight. You know, you change your clothes every day. You bathe every day. You wash your skin. This is skin.
You know, when like, usually the shower, but every once in a while you get a good Band-Aid that'll stay on for more than 1 or 2 showers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you take it off and there's just a smell.
Yeah. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Right? You're right.
Because like
disgusting. Yes.
Because like that hair, it can make it through a few showerings,
but
eventually it just is gonna smell under there.
It is. Yeah. I have a knee thing, Ed, and the physical therapist showed me how to do that KT tape like around my kneecap to like keep it in place. And I do that. I tape it on there, and then I leave it for a couple days, and then I take it off in the shower, and I've gotten really good at I take it off in the shower and I fling it. I do like the wall offense, Ed. I do like a fadeaway over the shower and into the trash every single time. Sometimes I bank it. Okay. Sometimes I bank it.
That's impressive.
And it leaves a like a lighter, like a, like where the skin hasn't been exposed, and there's like a white mark on my leg. Imagine that's your whole head, and there's like a film. There would be a film in there, Ed. Yeah. See? Yeah. So now look, I kind of got that on the top of the head. Look, I'm 50 years old, just like you, Charles Carroll's son. I would say here's your options. Take it down real short. I think that's the best option. Just get the rest real short.
Not like shave everything, but like keep it short.
Yeah, buzz cut. Yeah, get it real short, and then it's like not a big deal. There's not a real line of demarcation between head and hair. No big deal. You could also get the Sam Malone. Now the Sam Malone's, his wasn't glued on.
He had that right.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you were mentioning it before, I was thinking Sam Malone.
Yeah.
Because the last episode he shows Carly
took it off.
Been wearing it.
So with that one, you still have your hair in the front, so it looks real. You just pop the skull cap on the back, and I think it might clip. but I think you could take it off every day and, clean your head. There's also hats. Hats are great. You wear a hat and it covers it up.
Ron Howard's been doing this for decades.
Yes, Ron Howard. Exactly. Great one. Or you just kind of like grow it out and just like cover up that without even really trying. You got long. You either go real short or real long to cover it up. Any of those will work. But I think the best is
find unsettling.
Tell me.
Is when the dude who has no hair up top goes long hair just around, not covering like. When you see
the
like
skullet,
a fully
you're talking about the
guy,
skullet. Yeah.
It's unsettling to see that.
It's tough. Yeah. And sometimes they'll throw it in a ponytail.
Yeah.
Who's got that going is Hulk Hogan. You know who else has it going is Bret Michaels.
Seagal.
Seagal. Yes. They covered up with the hat, but it's all just like hair.
Yeah. Look
around here.
This is not a flex because I'm just saying
Great
I'm not
hair.
dealing with it.
Yeah.
But I'm friends with lots of bald guys, and I don't.
They look great.
I don't think I've ever cared. Like I know bald guys with pretty wives and girlfriends. Like,
oh yeah.
I think it's so much in your own head with what's going on with your hair.
That's great advice.
Like, certainly as another guy, like it just doesn't faze me at all, and I see that they've got attractive other significant others, and it's like I think most of the bald stuff is internal. I think like bald is fine. Just don't be weird with it. Right?
A lot of bald.
Keep it short. Keep it a little long.
Yeah.
Just don't be weird with it. No comb overs. Like just.
I agree. Yeah. A lot of bald zaddies out there, like Stanley Tucci. Christopher Maloney, like chicks dig bald guys. So that's, and right. I don't know your situation. I think you might be married. You're obviously very interested in my situation, Charles Carrault's nephew. Also, and now look here. Hey, whatever with the Astros thing, the everybody was doing it. Here's where that falls apart.
I would murder a hobo for the Orioles to do it and get in the World Series.
If everybody was doing it, then it wouldn't have been a big deal when the ex-teammate told on the Astros for doing it. Like if it was just commonplace in the league, when one guy goes, hey, these guys are doing this thing, and the whole rest of the league goes, what? That's kind of shows you that not everybody's doing it.
Everyone tries to steal signs.
Yes.
Not everyone has an organizational camera.
Yes.
Like a whole thing. Like taking it to a different cheater level.
That I guess could be your argument that where you're like, oh, we just perfected it. And that's kind of like what you have to go with. Like, hey, fuck you. We just figured out how to do it better. Yeah, that I guess you can go with that. The other thing is like when they came back after they've been punished, everybody was fucking putting balls in their hindquarters. Like they were taking one in the ribs in every single game. And they don't just do that if you're also
justice, right?
Yeah, if you're also strapping Apple Watches to your chest and you can't take your shirt off because you're too embarrassed after you hit a home run off Aroldis Chapman to end the series, if everybody's doing that, then they don't put it in your ribs for doing it because everyone's doing it. So it's like, oh, we all did that thing. We don't throw it at each other's ribs for that. That's all. So hey, look, it happened. It's over. We've moved on. It is what it is. One more. Thank you for that, though, Charles Carrault. Here's an email. I believe this guy sent this email last week, and I forgot to share it. Tell me if I read this before. I don't think I did. And what I like about this is that this guy sent this email last week, and I forgot to read it.
He just sent the same thing again.
No. He did not remind me of the fact. He didn't say, hey, you forgot to read my email. Hey, my voicemail was there. You didn't play it. He just shut the fuck up about it. He's like, oh, Brian must not have wanted to read it.
How normal humans.
Yes, exactly. Fine. Yeah. And you know what? I looked this week and I go, oh, I think I forgot to read that thing. So let's read it now. Brian and Ed. Just heard the latest episode and I'm grateful for the update on Chiefsaholic. Just out of curiosity, I asked ChatGPT how he did his robbing. And apparently he saw that movie, Hell or High Water. Great movie if you haven't seen it, because he'd stick up a small town bank with a gun. then take the cash to a casino, exchange it for chips, play a few hands, and then cash out and get fresh cash. Now, I saw that in the movie, Ed, and it is a very good movie. That's also Taylor Sheridan. That's also the land guy from Allison.
That's what gives me hope when I tune into one of his shows that make no sense.
Exactly.
Like,
he made
Hell of Billy Bob.
Yeah.
Surely I like Landman.
Yeah.
And then I watched the whole season. I'm like, that was the dumbest shit I ever saw.
What? It's about oil? It's about like oil wells?
4 episodes are about his hot wife taking old people to a strip club. Like, what are we doing?
What's like, do we need more oil? Because I drink your milkshake, I drink it up. Like, what do we need more?
Like a long speech where he talks about like how solar energy is bullshit. Like, it's like, it's a pointed.
Sure,
he's trying to make a point.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is that when I saw this movie, and I'm like, oh, they're laundering the money at casinos, and I'm like, well, that could only happen in this movie. Like the casino world has to be on to the fact that they're used as a money laundering operation. Like
I do love that movie though.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie. But what I'm saying is that the fact that Chiefsaholic thought you could do that in real life, or actually was able to do that in real life, is not surprising to me. But it would be surprising if anyone were able to pull that off, because it seems like that is something that they know happens. And so they're aware of who comes in and how many chips they actually spend in the casino, and what, that's all tracked anyway. Take the cash to the casino, exchange it for chips, play a few hands, and then cash out and get fresh cash. This was the exact modus operandi of the bank robbers in the film. The problem is he apparently always left something behind, like a glove, I guess on purpose, and creating some sort of outlaw legacy.
No, I don't believe he was even clever enough to come up with some legacy.
No,
his mouth tells me he really didn't think anything through.
He had the big springs in there, and like we need a we need a what do you call it? What's the guy that yes, the one that I gave all that money to for all those years. Like, we need him, one of those, or her, them, somebody to come on here and explain what the fuck was going on in Chiefsaholic's mouth. And I need a federal prison official to tell me, you go into prison with those springs and shit in your mouth. What? They just leave that shit in? He's in there for 50 years.
He had like 32 shivs in his mouth.
Yes. Yeah, you can't. Yes. He could be dejugulifying his celly with that shit in his mouth. You can't fuck with that guy. The problem is he has something behind, and the cops caught up to him pretty quick. 32 years, brutal, RIP. Speaking of the slammer, just a quick update. Jeremiah the Bull Evans just got 8 years for defrauding all his investors in AlphaCon. Real shame. No one saw that coming. Who gets the snakeskin boots? Great episode that week. That is from our friend John in Houston. I believe that's the guy that was like the multi-level marker on Instagram, Ed, that we looked up. I think it was in Utah, and he was, and his whole
is that what he said?
Yeah, his whole spiel was that, and there's a lot of these guys on Instagram that sell you like how to be more manly.
Creflo Dollar.
No, that's our guy. Creflo Dollar is our guy who prays, who says Jesus wants to have him to have a private jet.
Well, who can say he isn't saying that?
No, that's true. Yes, that's exactly right. No one can say that he's not saying that. Okay, this concludes the free portion of the show. Anybody that wants to continue listening, you're on Patreon. We're just going to keep right on going here. If you are, we got Diddy talking to do. We got all that stuff. So thank you for listening. And now let's get to the Patreon.
Hey,
well, it's time for non-sports segment on the Baller Lifestyle Podcast. Non-sports. I'm talking about the segment now. Non-sports segment.
And what is going to the Knicks lose game 3? Is that what I'm to understand? I'm seeing a lot of headlines here. Are we down?
They were down.
They won. So it's 2-1.
Yeah, I was at game 2. It was a huge fucking bummer.
Yeah, that was
game 1 was like a shocking collapse in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But then you felt like, okay, so everything went wrong. In game 2, they just got beat thoroughly. I was like, this really sucks. And then they came back and won last night. So
now the league brought in the extender for game 3, right? Scott Foster.
Yeah, except and like I get it. The Knicks won the game.
Yeah.
But Brunson was in foul trouble. Cat was in foul trouble. So it was like he wasn't really doing the type of things I was hoping for when they said the extender.
Yeah.
The Knicks were in a lot of trouble because of his calls.
It's always good. It's always good to have Scott Foster around. And now Scott Foster's great because he who was the guy? Who was the disgraced referee?
Donaghy.
Tim Donaghy, when he was betting on games, every game that he bet on, immediately after the game, he would call Scott Foster. They'd talk on the phone for like 30 seconds.
That was a totally normal thing.
Scott Foster had nothing to do with it. What are you talking about? It's just we're just buddies catching up for 30 seconds every single night on games that I was betting on. Just what? No big deal. Yeah.
So the Diddy trial, we're learning some things.
Tell me.
But late last week, we learned something really disgusting. Diddy's behavior.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, tell me about it.
His ex-employee said he was very particular and would order his cheeseburgers with applesauce on top of it. Is there any chance he's really has some redeeming qualities, or is this where we're supposed to just throw away the key behavior?
What? I'm trying to rack my brain here, Ed. When was the last time applesauce went across my palate?
I'm going to tell you, I can remember it.
Is this the time you took the bath? When you had the flu and you had to take that bath? You were also eating applesauce at that time?
No.
Oh.
I went to a delicious restaurant.
Oh, you got a pork chop.
Pork chop and applesauce.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
And I had a good pork chop, but like over a decade ago. I have not. And you know what? Maybe like feeding my son when he's like 1.
Yeah.
Would feed him some applesauce and might sneak a bite myself or slurp, whatever. You don't really bite applesauce. But like, I remember thinking it's very sweet and everything.
Very sweet.
But
it's overly sweet.
Putting that on a fucking cheeseburger?
Yeah. That is a weird.
It's fucking haunting.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that go on a cheeseburger. It's not bad. Sometimes you get just an elite cheeseburger and there's just nothing on it. It's just the burger, the patties and the cheese, and it's just so juicy and delicious. You didn't even need anything on it. I had
a barbecue last night.
Oh, tell me. Yeah.
I did tomato, onion.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Hot peppers. Put some sprinkled some jalapenos on there.
Like the pickled ones?
Yeah.
Like out of the jar?
Like the jar. Put that in there.
That's good.
Topped it off with some Dijon mustard. It was a delicious cheeseburger.
That's great. I love Dijon on a burger. I like Dijon and a little A1 as like a combination.
That'd be a good one too.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. And I get that there's like a sweet and savory, like sometimes that's good, the juxtaposition. Just the texture, it would be so wet. Like, who needs like soupy apples on top of a burger? And this is, this Kid Cudi, he was talking about that this Diddy was just a straight up villain, Marvel. He called him a Marvel villain. He said that he showed up to have a chat with. Yeah.
He also had relations with what's her name?
Cassie. Yeah. Oh, Kid Cudi was secretly dating Cassie on the side, and Diddy found out and lit his Porsche on fire.
Yeah,
burnt his Porsche. Yeah.
At this barbecue, I knew someone in the know, and he not so much on Diddy, but he was like, I think when he was dealing with some things in his life, Cudi was kind of an asshole too.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't saying this in defense of Diddy, but he's like,
yeah,
that guy was going through some shit for a while and treated a lot of people badly.
I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. This and look, if you're gonna be a villain, because look, this Diddy, we found out from the Punisher would ejaculate on Cassie, and then Cassie would take the ejaculate into the room with Diddy and rub it on his nipples and chest. Like he liked that. Like that.
Right.
And so that's slightly less disgusting than the apple. Yeah.
Way more normal
than the applesauce on a burger. What else, Ed?
Kim Kardashian, her Skims just released a divisive faux nipple piercing bra. So it's a bra that looks like you've got pierced nipples, and it's just the bra that's got the pierced nipple like outline.
It's a stolen valor.
Stolen valor.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna get down to the goods, and they're like, "Wait a second, there's no pierced nipples here."
No, that's bullshit. Because look, you see somebody from across the bar, and you see a couple of barbells sticking out from underneath their halter or their bodysuit.
Some level of fun going on.
Yeah. You're like, well, that looks pretty fun. Let's check that out. I want to see how that looks. And then you unpeel it, and you're like, oh, well, this is some fucking bullshit right here. This is not. Oh yeah, I'm seeing it here. Yeah, they look like they're kind of.
Have no clothes on. What is this?
Yeah. This is absolute bullshit.
Of course, it's sold out instantly.
Yeah. And of course, it's Kim Kardashian. It's enough.
When I think of Kardashian, the name Kardashian, I think of authenticity, and so it hurts realness. Me to think that like there's deception and fakeness to the Kardashian name.
I wasn't ready for that, Ed. I got to be honest.
Their poor dad's probably looking up at them, saying, he's looking up, and he's like, "Oh, you girls are letting me down."
What would Uncle OJ think?
Yeah.
He's up here with me. Well, he's in a different place, actually.
OJ's down here with me, looking up at you guys, and he doesn't like the stolen valor.
No, he doesn't. Ed, what else is going on?
We've got many fine friends in the great state of Texas, known for its freedom.
There's
freedom.
No, they have all the freedoms. They're the number one place for freedoms, unless you have a zygote in your fallopian tube that might kill you, or you want to inhale the smoke of a plant in your living room by yourself, hurting nobody.
Legislature has banned THC products.
Oh no more Delta 9.
Yeah, look, you want to read a book that might contain some gay stuff? Get that out of here.
That's bullshit out of
here. You're having some stress that a very simple solution would be there. Nope.
Yes.
No. You pray to Jesus with your feelings.
Your wife wants to take a wand wants to relieve some pressure by massaging her beautiful tulips. No, that's not allowed. That's illegal. That's against the law. You can't do that. And even though you have your freedoms, you also are not able to inhale any THC products.
Very sad.
Texas is poised to ban all THC products in the state. They also have no porn, by the way, Ed.
You told me this.
Illegal. Yeah.
Right.
Including
but besides all of these things, they love freedom. They love all freedom except for the things we talked about.
That's right. Yeah,
I can see
except the long list of things.
It's not a done deal because it's sitting on Greg Abbott's desk, and we know there's one thing he does.
Good guy.
Cares about the common man.
Just a salt of the earth.
Salt of the earth.
Yeah. The proposed law would ban consumable hemp products that contain any synthetic cannabinoid, often known as Delta 8, non-intoxicating and non-psychoactive. CBD or CBG would remain legal. That was bullshit, right? Like there was a whole cottage industry of CBD going on back in the day.
Before weed was legalized.
Yeah. They're like, well, CBD the fuck out. We got salves. We got lubes.
You got a bad knee? Rub some CBD on
CBD.
it.
I got a fucked up knee. Yeah. I got a fucked up knee. I can use some CBD on that knee.
Sleep? Have some CBD. You'll sleep like a baby. Like, no. You might as well just put mayonnaise on your fucking knee.
I'll tell you, a few years ago, my sister was like, I was having some hard time sleeping, and she's like, here, take this CBD stuff. And I'm like, this doesn't make you high, right? And she's like, no. And I'm like, okay. And I took like a whole dropper full of some shit. And I was laying there fucking like in my brain. And I'm like, I thought this shit didn't give you high. And I went and looked at the jar, and it was 1-to-1 CBD to THC. It had just as much THC as CBD. I just fucking laid there the whole night looking at the ceiling, high as shit. I didn't want that. I'd sign up. I should live in Texas where that shit's illegal.
Right.
Along with porn.
Finally.
Tell me.
Some concerning news for Kodak Black fans.
Yeah.
He called himself a young N-word with a meth habit. I mean, he didn't really beat around the bush there. He just got right to it.
Is he the one that glued that diamond to his forehead for a while?
So I was just thinking that Kodak.
And is he also the one? Didn't Trump like pardon him or something? I'm so like the problem is all these guys.
He is the one with the diamond forehead.
Yeah. Kodak Black also,
and he was pardoned by Trump with Lil Wayne. He and Lil Wayne together.
Lil Wayne got pardoned.
Because oddly enough, he endorsed Trump right after that.
Oh, crazy! What are the odds? Now, does the Eastman Kodak company have some kind of copyright claim against this dude Kodak Black? Because it really fucks it up if you're looking to buy some 35 millimeter film from the Kodak company, and you're like, oh, I want the blackest negatives possible. I'm going to search Kodak Black. And then all of a sudden you're just getting all this information about a rapper that smokes too much meth. Like, right. I couldn't just call myself Chevrolet Brian, right? I don't understand how this works. Can I be Brian Budweiser all of a sudden, or what? You could just take these brands and put it in your name. Kodak Black has left some fans very concerned after comments he made about his drug use during a new freestyle. Oh, freestyles are always, they could go any direction. On the latest,
revealed that he's on meth.
Yeah, right. On the Radar episode, which was shared on Wednesday, and also features Just Brittany. I never heard of any of these people, Ed. I'm fucking such a boomer. I don't know who anybody is.
Look, I should know more. Because I am trying to plug in. I don't know.
You're the hip hop correspondent of the show.
I can't stay on top. I do, like you, I have my doubts that George Eastman gave, gave like permission, right, or his ancestors. No. They're like, you know what? We want the legacy of our father or our great grandfather to be a man who glues a diamond to his forehead and raps about meth.
It's troubling.
Eastman, I believe this was him, had one of the great final words.
Oh,
because he was dying or something, or he had illness, and
I have not yet begun to fight.
No, his suicide note was like, "My work is done. Why wait?" Shot himself. Like, it's pretty baller. That's harder than anything Kodak Black could do.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I would agree with that.
I fucking conquered Earth. Like, I'm one of the most famous, successful guys ever.
Yeah.
Why wait?
I did it all. What's left to do? The new lyrics come after the 27-year-old. I mean, that shit ages you, Ed. This man looks 55.
Having a few carrots lodged in your forehead.
Previously admitted to using meth in 2023, and now meth, and I hope this doesn't sound racist. Meth is a white man's. Right. It's a white trash drug. That's like what bikers do. Yeah. You don't hear a lot of in the black community of meth going on.
Right. Oxy, meth.
Right.
These are
hillbilly, exactly. Fans of the rapper shared their thoughts in the comments section of On the Radar's Instagram post. So none of y'all heard this man YN with a meth habit. We just gonna skip that part and drop free emojis. But isn't that like part of the, like, he's doing it for the clicks, right? He's saying that on purpose. Kodak's criminal history includes a 2015 arrest for marijuana possession.
Yeah, but
probably in
for the
Texas.
clicks, like, is anyone excited to know they're around a meth head? Like, you know, okay, cool. Can you clean out my garage in 45 minutes?
Yeah,
Like,
no, that's great.
Why do you want anybody to be on meth?
No one. You don't want that.
It's exhausting to think about. Oh,
Yeah.
and by the way, yes, his suicide note to my friends: my work is done. Why wait? GE.
God damn. Because
just checked out with that.
I always think about this, that if I wrote a suicide note, it would be too long. You know, I feel like it would be hard to cut it down. Like I just would, you know, there would be a lot I would want to cover. And then it's like sometimes the emails that come into the show, it's like, it's too many words.
Full of wit.
Yeah. You just got you know, for sale baby shoes never worn. Like you want to get to the point as quickly as possible. And I feel like I would have a hard time doing that.
I wrote like a little will type thing to just have it in writing out there.
Yeah.
And I know Michelle will never honor it because I said,
"Oh, this is your body. This is what you want done with your body."
In the trash.
Yeah.
Throw me in the trash.
Well,
if like a hobo wants to have their way, just throw me in the trash. If a hobo wants to have their way with me, that's fine. I'm not using it anymore.
Yeah. This is Willie Nelson similarly said, "Roll me up and smoke me when I die." You know, like, what do I give a fuck? You know,
I'm not using it anymore.
No, not.
Throw me in the trash.
I'm on to the next vessel. Okay, Ed. I mean, honestly, just fantastic work as always. Just so good, so funny. We're doing great on Patreon. We're doing great in the rankings. Who knew?
Yeah.
We appreciate everybody that listens.
Cinderella.
We're here every week for Ed Daly. My name is Brian Beckner. This has been episode number 577 of the Baller Lifestyle Podcast. We will see you next week.
Bye.
TBLS, hell yes, the lifestyle's baller. Podcast getting bigger and not smaller. Broadcasting weekly, that's what we do with Easy Ed Daly.